It's application season and the early action and early decision, whatever deadline you want to call it, has passed. And regardless of the outcome, now it's time to get ready for the January deadline for regular decision applications. What's up, y'all? My name is Arnold. I recently graduated from Yale and I've been doing a lot of college consulting sessions with you individually. And I've been noticing some common threads in terms of problems you've been having with your common application. And if you're interested in these services, please go in the description down below. But here's some last minute tips you should consider before submitting your common application. The first tip is to make sure your common app is actually filled up properly. This includes logistical things such as checking if you qualify for a common app fee waiver. That's going to save you some money. Making sure you're checking for grammar mistakes. For your honors and awards section, are you ordering them from what is most important to you to what is the least important to you? Is your citizenship status correct? Did you properly list all of your siblings? The next tip is to take advantage of the additional information section. Context is super important in college applications, and I always preach this on this channel. For example, is there a reason for the limited amount of classes that you took, or did the pandemic affect your academic performance in some way? At the end of the day, mainly your guidance counselor is responsible for providing your school's context, but it's always helpful to include that information in the additional information section just in case they don't provide anything, and it also gives the admissions office a new perspective to look at. Look at your activities section and make sure to rank everything based on what is most important to you. Realistically, the admissions officers won't be spending hours upon hours on your single application, so you want to make sure that your story is easy to convey. For example, if the arts is really important to you, maybe consider putting things related to the arts first, such as dance, theater, or whatever it is. This helps communicate your branding very clearly. Same principle applies with, let's say you're applying to a school that mainly focuses on the arts. Maybe you want to prioritize those activities first. It's about making these simple tweaks that allow the admissions officers to connect the dots clearly. The next tip is to make sure you get your deadlines correct. That's pretty much all there is to say. I mean, Common App has a pretty good interface with all the deadlines, but just make sure you get it correct because some schools have deadlines for January 1st and other schools have deadlines for January 15th, for example. I have some friends who made those mistakes, so please pay attention. So along with having the main Common App all set, which you can use for a variety of different colleges, make sure that you're completing the requirements on all of the individual colleges on your list as well. Different schools have different requirements. For example, there could be portfolios, supplemental essays, additional letters of recommendation, which leads to the next tip is to make sure that you have all of the testing requirements completed for all your different schools. Make sure you're also officially submitting them through College Board, and if you took a test but the results haven't been released yet, make sure that you're communicating this with the admissions office at the school you're applying to. The next tip is to get those letters of recommendation in. This is sometimes something they have to be proactive about. For example, during the beginning of my senior year, we actually had a switch in guidance counselors, and because I was applying early action, I had to do some communication back and forth between my new guidance counselor and my old guidance counselor, but ultimately what ended up happening is that my old guidance counselor wrote the recommendation for me even though he left early on in the year. Teachers and guidance counselors can be very busy, so make sure that you're giving them an advance notice. You can also simplify this process by filling out a student brag sheet, which is basically a PDF of information that you would like them to include, and I have that in the description down below. The next tip is a little bit of a weird one, but don't take your supplemental essays too seriously. What I mean by this is that your main Common App essay, activities and honors, and additional information section for the most part convey who you are in a more formal academic way, or shall I say more formally as a student and showcasing your achievements. But the supplemental essays for the most part are a great opportunity to literally just have fun and showcase your personality. As cliche as it sounds, colleges aren't choosing robots to attend their institution. So honestly, if there's an essay question that asks you, what do you do for fun? Try not responding with, let's say, you know, preparing for the science Olympiad or something. Maybe just genuinely answer, like, what do you do for fun? Like, do you work out? Do you have any other hobbies? But if you do academic things for fun, more power to you. Just be honest for yourself, showcase your personality, have some fun. Don't be so formal and rigid with it. The next tip is another deadline tip. Pay attention to financial aid deadlines. I used FAFSA. Usually they're pretty flexible with it, but if you have any financial requirements, look into your specific school's sort of like policies. Now the last tip must be said, but once you submit that application January 1st, 15th, whatever it is, just forget about it as much as possible. Like, you deserve more than anything to enjoy the rest of your senior year, and regardless of the outcome, you'll be fine. I promise you. It's cliche, you're gonna hate me for that, but thank you so much for watching this quick rapid fire video. I wish you the best with your applications. If you need any help, college consulting, anything, go in the description down below, and also comment down below what you want to see next. I really appreciate your time and have a good day.